So this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Tales from 6 Feet Under. This is going to be another Nicholas Michael Jacobs movie. Giving you a 5 stars. I love this movie. Shot in glorious black and white. I watched it on my phone and seemed like the lighting was off. I couldn't really see the name on the tombstone. Um, the beginning vignette just went pitch black for a couple seconds. Um, so there are a couple of things like that. I couldn't really see the blondie's text messages to the crypt keeper. This is kind of a ripoff on Tales from the Crypt, I guess. And it's typical Nicholas Michael Jacobs style. It's got the horror anthology. It's got the gratuitous cell phone usage. It's even got the pause button, which was kind of odd. I've never seen that before in a movie. And then what else? It's got it's got the Casio keyboard going, which is a trademark of previous Nicholas Michael Jacobs films. And then it's got the blood splatter against the wall, the off-screen kills. So the first vignette, well, first of all, the crypt keeper looks like some kind of ghoul mask with funny-looking hair. Is walking through the cemetery and putting a rose down, just like Meshes of the Afternoon. That's what it reminded me of, Meshes of the Afternoon. It's also a black and white film, and the lady puts the rose down, you can see the shadow of her hand. It's not exactly like that in this one, but it did remind me of that, oddly enough. And pretty cool. So this crypt keeper puts down a flower of some sort on each person's grave, and they end up living fast, dying young, because the dates on the grave are like, I don't know, 20 years old. They died recently, and they were born like in the 90s or something. So, yeah, like I said, I couldn't read the first tombstone because I was watching on my phone. Maybe it was a small screen. You need a bigger screen to actually see the name on there. But whenever the crypt keeper puts a flower down on the grave, she starts giggling and making these emphysema sounds. And then the first vignette is about the actual person that just had the flower placed on the grave. So it's some kid using a Ouija board He was also in Urban Fears. Um, his pops tells him on his cell phone to clean the basement. So he goes down there. He finds an Ouija board. He tells his dad that it's that he found an Ouija board. His dad says, don't touch it. Don't do anything with it." And he proceeds to do something with it anyway. Nothing happens. So he grabs some candles and then some ghoul creature splatters blood on the wall, his blood, and the death is off camera. So that's the first death that the crypt keeper is relaying to us. Then we've got Nicholas Michael Jacobs himself studying some medical terminology. After about a minute of studying, he gets sick and tired of it, and he decides to come up with some concepts for his movie. It becomes almost like a dream sequence, really cool. I couldn't quite figure out what was going on, but when he's thinking of horror stories, he keeps rejecting his ideas until finally he comes across and his ideas are acted out in little stories, actually mini stories. And so I think it was the third one that he thought of is he finds this ventriloquist dummy doll, and the thing becomes attached to his arm, starts talking to him, telling him he can't chop his arm off because he's going to bleed to death. And then some serial killer keeps blowing him. There's a warning that a serial killer keeps getting closer and closer to his home, and eventually the serial killer comes up. I couldn't figure out what happened. Like, the serial killer has got his face covered. He's all in a black robe, and he pulls a knife on Nicholas Michael Jacobs and the ventriloquist dummy doll thing. And I couldn't figure out what happened after that, but the tables got turned somehow. And the slasher guy gets the blunt end of the knife that he was trying to use on Nicholas Michael Jacobs. And then this third story is the blondie who was also in Urban Fears. She's doing her usual thing, putzing around, just texting somebody on her bed, back and forth. I couldn't see the text messages again, I guess because my cell phone screen was too small. But pretty cool ending. I love the second vignette with Nicholas Michael Jacobs and the dummy thing. That was really cool. And yeah, I just really loved the movie. Great ending, kind of a surprise ending. The second vignette was a little bit of a surprise. It was almost like a dream sequence, similar to the crypt keeper and the flower. So it was just this typical C grade fare. I love all of his movies, all three that he's done. Night, Urban Fears, and this one. And I'm glad that he keeps asking me to review his films. Hopefully, he'll post the link in the IMDb page. I'm watching. I'm almost done watching Mikey and Nikki, which is kind of a boring drama with a little bit of gangster genre mixed in. Uh, Ned Beatty isn't a very convincing gangster in that one. Then I've got the Lucci Fucci movie, which I'm about halfway through. So I'm making pretty good progress this weekend. I work late tonight. It's almost 1 in the morning. I still haven't eaten dinner because my employer moved their operations from San Francisco to Oakland. They're still not fully up to speed on the logistics of the new operation. So I was sitting there waiting an hour and a half for my route. Then it turns out I had to drive from San Francisco to San Jose, and that took forever. It was over 100 miles round trip, and I didn't get off till 11:30. Then I had to drive across the bridge, which I wasn't too keen on, having to pay the bridge toll. It was my first night working in Oakland. And that reminds me, the Tales from 6 Feet Under. I don't see that Philadelphia street that Nicholas Michael Jacobs always uses in his previous 2 films. I didn't see that in this one. Seems like it's all indoors or at the cemetery. So that's the only difference I notice. And also a lot more cell phone usage, texting and whatnot in this one. So pretty cool. Seems like Nicholas Michael Jacobs made a film for the turbulent 20s with all of his texting gadgets in this one. Made it relevant and up to date. So that was a nice little touch there, and weird flick. It's like being in a dream the first 30 minutes or so. Cool ending with the Bondi, and a lot of banal texting back and forth. I just loved every minute of this. I'm hooked. I hope he does more movies like this. Great horror director. I told him he's the turbulent 20s version of Joe Castro. And pretty cool stuff. I think the budget for this movie was $1,500, so a little bit more than the other 2 movies each cost, but still on a micro budget C grade type movie. So highly recommend it. I post the trailer in the description box along with all the participants' names, and yeah, check it out. I think it's going to be on. What did the director say about this one? He said it's going to be available on. Oh, jeez. Sorry. I'm trying to pull up the email that he sent me. Okay, here it is. Amazon Prime Video on April 15th. It's going to be available. So I get to see the pre-screening. I'm not at liberty to share the link since I wasn't supposed to do that the first time I did. I reviewed Night. I put the link in there inadvertently, and then I have to take it out. So I'm not going to do that again, out of respect for the director. But cool flick. I did put the link to the trailer there if you're interested. Check that out, and be on the lookout for the movie on Amazon Prime Video. That's it in my review. Laters.